was cool. Rat. Got him. In the air. Sit down. Sit down. Sorry, buddy. Get burned in the face. Oh my God, get lit up. Oh my God. With no regard for human life. What's up, fellow Titans? I'm the Blue Titan, and welcome to the beginning of a new Let's Play series, Oblivion Remastered. If this is your first time watching my channel, I just want to say welcome to the circle. And if you're a returning viewer, as always, thank you for your time. But now let's talk about Oblivion Remastered for a moment. It's been about 20 years since Oblivion was first released, and this shadow drop of this game has completely set the internet ablaze. Honestly, I did not know what to do when I heard that this game was released. I honestly thought it was fake, but I smiled like an idiot for about an hour after I heard about this, and I could not wait to get home to play it. So that's what we're gonna do for today. We're gonna take off. We're gonna play through some Oblivion. I am very excited to relive a bit of nostalgia and see a fresh coat of paint on a game that I have had the fondest of memories of. So if you're a fan of Oblivion and you're a fan of waxing nostalgia and talking about the past as well as talking about the future of gaming and things of that nature, you're in the right place. And settle in to enjoy some gameplay and probably some bad mistakes on my end, but we'll see. All right, let's go. Man, this just feels good. Like, it's very responsive and like really good. Like, it's got a nice snap. I feel like when I click anything, it responds. This is, man, I'm excited. Okay, new game.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
Man, this is the lore in my head. This is what I remember. Rendered in modern graphics.
This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the third era.
And my death.
And the final hours of my life.
Same, but different, but still the same. Oh, man. Gonna make me teary-eyed, man. This is amazing. I'm excited. This is gonna be awesome. All right, look at this modern interface. Classic Imperial. High Elf, Dark Elf. Look at the Mohawk. Yeah, that's a good looking Mohawk. These Argonians look more like stronger jawed, more like Komodo dragons than traditional small gecko-like lizards I remember with things like Skyrim. Khajiit looks like a Khajiit. The Nord looks, why is his height so small? When I think of Nords, I think of like big head, strong guy. And he just looks like another Imperial, but of course with paler skin and bluer eyes. Orcs. Oh man, orcs. Out here looking like the Grey Prince. Redguard. Wow, he looks really good. Back in the day, original Oblivion didn't have very many traditionally black hairstyles. Oh yeah, right, Wood Elf, of course. Hair is reminding me of David Bowie in the movie The Labyrinth and had the ball. That I'm gonna be playing an elf. When I think of this game, I think of the three classes I played the most when I was a kid. Imperial, High Elf, or Dark Elf. But I kind of want to see what the class bonuses are. As I recall, from 20 years ago, mind you, I believe Dark Elves were stronger with destruction. The High Elves are dedicated casters. They have like no bonuses in anything other than magic. Oh, you have an origin now. That's new. Developing your background a little bit more. That's cool. I am going to move my camera down. They're also somewhat vulnerable to fire, shock, and frost. I forgot about that. Yeah, we're going to play as a high elf. Randomized appearance. Yuck. Elves are well known for being very, pretty. That does not look like an elf. That looks like a goblin. Is that the adoring fan? Good Lord, what is that hairstyle? Somebody put whipped cream on his head and then just pulled it up like this. I'm gonna pick my eyes really quickly. I think I'm gonna go with the purple. I like violet. The gold and purple together look fantastic. All right, character name. I got a name for this one. I think I'm gonna do some kind of lightning kind of style character. Valkyr, and then Kai Strom, which is like energy storm.
Well, where's your dignity now, huh? Pretty soon, I'll be free.
But I'll
That's right.
still be cooler than you,
I heard
Dunmer.
you're going to die in here. High Elf.
I love how they kept the original tone. The Dark Elf was relatively unimpressed with the fact that I was a High Elf. I like to lean into that when I'm playing as the Dark Elf style characters too. I like their racial tension between those two different groups. I like the lore on that.
What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits. Never mind. Get that gate open. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
You, prisoner, stand aside.
Let's go.
Whoa, okay.
We're not
great.
out of this yet.
The classic Bethesda body pushes.
Let me see your face. Gods give me strength.
What's going on? Emperor Uriel Septim of the Dragon Blood.
My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
By chance. Who are you?
I am your emperor, Uriel Septim.
Okay. Oh, sneaky bad. Look at the graphics, man, though, for real, my goodness.
Just stay out of our way.
I recognize that voice. The fence for down in the waterfront district that helps you out. All those years ago, I know that's his voice. Third person and then extended third person. Fancy. If you've never played a Bethesda, they like to put you on rails at the beginning and kind of teach you all the stuff to do. They don't just let you go off into the world. You know, modders come in and add things like live another life mods and things like that so that you can actually just play the game and not be handheld. The first 10 minutes of the game is usually a lot of on rails exposition of why is my sneak increasing? Who am I sneaking up on? My sneak is just rising. Wow, that's way too fast. Well, I just leveled up twice. That's nuts. That was something about this game way back in the day, was that you could level up certain skills very quickly and other skills you couldn't. I remember people back in the day used to just run around and spam the restoration spells.
Left, protect the Emperor.
The captain's down.
You're lucky I like you.
Mythic Dawn. That's who they are, the Mythic Dawn. They take all their stuff
will-
and sell it.
You stay here, prisoner.
Hold on, if I can avoid it, I don't want to do any hand-to-hand stuff. Something that was always annoying about Oblivion was that when you level up and you level up a skill that's not your main skill, that punishes you in the long run. I think you need to get 10 individual skills to level up, and you kind of get punished for being a Renaissance man and doing everything. So I don't want to do hand-to-hand and accidentally level skills I'm never going to use. I don't think it's going to let me do it. Well, the combat is much better. Much better. Your fatigue is low and you may not be able to perform exhausting actions. Make sure that your opponents don't deplete your fatigue or you'll be staggered or knocked down. That's kind of new, right? I don't think that's how the game worked the first time. It says equip, right? With A. I see it down on the bottom, but I don't know how to get to it. The fire. Oh, right! Right bumper cast spells in this game. I forgot. But we're gonna sneak around and shoot fire things. Take the lockpicks. Something's here. Oh, I missed him. Got him. Oh, just straight up killed him. Fire OP. If I remember right, in Oblivion, there really was no incentive to not wear armor. Now that you have arrows, pick up the bow and try practicing it. This is what I'm talking about, where like the base game always puts you on rails. Let's see what the bow feels like, okay? Oh, that feels pretty good. Oh, and it sticks in the, oh my gosh. The bucket near the well? Oh, sure, of course. Nice shot. You can retrieve the arrows from the world as well as recovering it. Well, I can't recover it if it fell down the drain. Oh, if you have a lockpick, you could try to pick most locks. Press it up and then press A in order to click it. So this game had a lock-based system that was notoriously frustrating for a lot of people. I had a lot of friends that used to just either one, download mods that straight up made this auto play itself because they hated the game, or two, they would go and immediately do the quest that would give you the skeleton key, which is in the game still, to go and trivialize this entire minigame. I never understood why people hated this minigame. I thought it was fun, and I also didn't understand how it was difficult. There's really only two things that a tumbler can do. It can either go up really quickly and come down, or it can kind of go up and then hang. And if it goes up and hangs, you know you're supposed to click it. So I'll show you. Click it, fast, right? You can see it come down slow. So you're trying to hit it up and then hit A the second it hits the top, like this. And people hated it. I don't understand why. Obviously, that was a level easy one, but if you get to higher level ones, people get really frustrated because they felt as if like they couldn't figure it out. Like the system didn't make any sense. Like there's just two tumbler speeds. One goes up fast and comes down fast. Sometimes it goes up slow and comes down slow, and you gotta read it. But people get impatient and be like, oh, I don't know which one it is. Click. I'm like, that's just me. I don't know how that's tough, but that's just me. I always loved that minigame. I like puzzles though, so that's me. 8 weight for only 3 gold isn't worth anything for something I'm not going to be using actively. 3 weight for 5 gold, slightly better, not great. Weapon has health in this game. If that's how base Oblivion that is 20 years of like degradation of my memory. Is that a goblin? Wow. Chameleon. Yeah, look at this. It weighs 0.1 units, whatever that is. 0.1, and it's 58 gold. That's a lot. Oh, that's a little neat indicator. You see the little gray circle in the center of the screen? Indicates that it's a spell of some kind. Iron key, that'll be what probably probably gets us out of this room, and the lockpicks will take. Look at this, 0.5 for 37 gold. Absolutely worth it. You leave the weapons, though, they're junk. Very easy. So we can break this lock, or we can just use the key that he gave us. You open the door with the iron key. Swipe pays to look at the bodies. I think it's probably better to be over here. Now you can actually see what magic spells I have equipped in the bottom right corner. Yeah, I think this is better. Sneaking and sneaking. And I see the eye. You can see that eye change. Look at that. The eye in the center. The little eye changing. And it says sneak increase to level 8. Forgot how easy it was to level sneak in this game. My gosh. But something's out there that hears us. Is that a creature over there? A spider or something like that over there? This game has rats and skeletons, and the skeletons in this game are well known for being crazy. Oh, see, there's the rat. They have a sneak spell? I don't think you can sneak spell in this game. Oh, oops. I think I see a zombie. That was cool. Can I still pick things up? Yeah, you can. It's still janky a bit, but... Boom! Headshot. Look at that. This looks so good. My gosh. Look at the colors and the texture and stuff. It's crazy. Look at the light filtering. It's so pretty. It's very atmospheric. I like it a lot. Highly impressed. All right, I see a creature. We're gonna shoot. It's way out there, but I think I see it. Yep. Got him. Got him. Sit down, son. All right. I don't think I see anything else in the room, though. I don't see anything else. Oh, there's a rat right there. We sneaky, boys. We sneaky. Something sees me. Something sees me. Rat? Got him. In the air. Sit down. Sit down. Okay. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in my bones. We're back. It's been a few years. I might have cast a lightning bolt once or twice in my life. It's so pretty. Ah, I love it. I like the map markers at the top look clean and easy to follow too. It means nothing underground, but something sees me or knows. I see it right there behind the wall. Right there. Right there. Oh, I hit the column. Am I gonna get in that time? Oh, got them both. We're killing them all. Look at me running around. Look at me. Yeah, quick. Man, I'm moving faster like this than some people do, just walking normal. He's an athlete. Look at him go. Random bones and nonsense. Giant warhammer. Something's here. Something sees me. Upstairs? What is that? Right here? Rat? Ooh, out of there. What other spells do you start with? I think it's like heal, and this game didn't have clairvoyance back in the day, I don't think. Oh, I can jump. God, I forgot. I've been playing a lot of the Stanley Parable, and you can't jump in that. I forgot I could jump. Clairvoyance, was it in the game? It was mysticism, wasn't it? Was this in the original Oblivion? I don't remember that. Clairvoyance was in this game too. Hey, do you see that 50 foot? Oh, I think they're saying I'm 50 feet away from the objective in front of me. That's interesting. Not really my speed. I don't really like being told where objectives are in general in games. It's a very new agey, hold your hand kind of thing. That's not my cup of tea. But it's cool. I just don't like being told where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to. I don't like that in games at all. I am so impressed by the lighting in this game right now. One of the things that a lot of people don't talk too much about when it comes to this kind of stuff is double lighting sources. Single lighting sources, it's hard to get it to look good. Sure. Two light sources, especially one that's stronger than the other one, competing in the same space and constantly calculating those shaders and those colors all at the same time, that is some rendering power and some sophisticated stuff. That's a rat. Almost jumped. He almost jumped me. But you can't sneak up on me. I'm a high elf. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, look at it go away, too. You can see it, like, doing more mushroom. Oh, they all go, too. That's so awesome. There's an animation for using it, getting rid of it. This game has no business being as good as it is. What the heck? This is a sneaky way back in the day of, like, making sure that items didn't clutter. So, like, if you had a bunch of items that you just were trash items that you didn't want, rather than just dumping them outside in the game and take up a bunch of random memory in the game, because it has to remember those items are placed there, you could just put them on a body. When the game goes to clean up everything and deletes the body, it's going to delete the items that are on the body as well, which saves the memory bloat. That was something that Bethesda games were very well known for back in the day. That was kind of annoying. Every time you saved the game, it would have to remember more than it had to remember before. And over time, naturally, you're going to get what's called save bloat, which made it very tough. The longer you were playing the same character, the more and more, like, every time you'd open up the game and open up a previous save, it might take longer and longer and longer to load that save. Little things would happen in the game, right? I might take an item up from somebody and then drop it somewhere in the town, and then it's just there. And then the game would remember that it's there, and it would continue to remember that it's there. And every time I saved it, it would have to remember every little thing that I've ever dropped in some random nook or cranny in the game somewhere. And over the course of like one playthrough of the character, you might have a save that's 50 times larger than the original character, and then it gets harder and harder to load. It would remember all this arbitrary nonsense that doesn't need to be remembered. And of course, the modders would come in and fix the game, do what Bethesda should have done from the start. I love the little animations that open doors and stuff. This is fantastic. Whoever remastered this really has nailed it out of the park so far. I am impressed. We're only in a cave. I haven't even seen the outdoors yet. More cheese wheels. I know a certain Daedric prince that would like some of this. Oh, that's a goblin. When a fight begins, the eye will flicker into did I say chevrons? What does that mean? I've never heard that word before. Sorry, buddy. Get burned in the face. Oh my God, get lit up. Oh my God. With no regard for human life. All right. Valkyrie Kystrom from the top turnbuckle. By God. Oh, mortars and pestles. Oh, I forgot all about that. Holy crap. Dude, I forgot that was part of the game. Oh, you see the snake bar moving? I'm sitting here trying to headshot him like that matters. He hit a trap. Okay. There's traps in this game. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, there have to be because there's alien ruins and all that crazy stuff. Do these hurt by touching them now? No, they don't. This looks so good. I mean, it looks like poop, but it looks so good detail-wise. You can see the raindrops hitting it. This looks cool as heck, man. Well done. Whoever did this, well done. Give me those bones. You. Oh, it didn't work out the way I was hoping it would. That's one of the things I loved about these games back in the day too, is how hand-placed everything was. There's a lot of random little things. Like this game had procedurally generated like caves, and then after they were generated, somebody came in, a bunch of designers, after they were randomly tunneled and created by a random, generator. Then they went in and manually placed things and add things to them over time. I really loved this game's like caves. That was the most fun thing in the world, just find some random cave and just spend an entire afternoon, 3 hours of your afternoon just looking through a cave. Hundreds of caves in the game. My gosh, this game. Probably gonna do all that again. Apples, I'll take them. Keep the doctor away. All right, so, oh yeah, okay. So I should be able to interact with this. It's gonna be a trap. Can I kick it? Push logs? Oh, you can interact. I kind of expected that to hurt him. I caught both those in the face. I didn't take almost any damage from that. He hit me with 2 arrows, and I just, like it didn't even hit me. Like it didn't even hit me in the knee. Can you imagine the mods that people are going to come up for with this game once it starts to really get going again? All right, here we go. You got hit in the face, son. Just look up at the top. Oh. One of my favorite things about this game is the amount of secrets. Some of them I'm going to remember and some of them I won't. That'll be really cool to see. And anybody that's watching this will probably laugh and be like, how did you know that was there? Like, when you play a game a lot when you're a little kid, you remember all kinds of stupid stuff about it that you shouldn't remember. Oh, shaman of some kind? Holy crap, I'm missing. That is a skill issue. Goblin Shaman Staff. You have picked up more than you can carry. Yep, over encumbered. Repair hammers! Oh my god, right! Weapons degrade and you have to fix them in this. Wow! Okay, you're right. That's a thing. Yeah, I don't care about the katana. I can get rid of that. I don't care about the sword. I'm not using swords at all. Bow can go. I don't care about that either. I'm not using shields. Goblin staff that is enchanted. We're gonna keep that. Look how much money that's worth. 10 weight for 188 gold. That's a lot. Nothing up here. This is just the end of the area. Little sneaky chest. Last second. See if you notice. See if you look around. Get rewarded for looking. We're gonna pop out back with the crew, I think, here. Here comes this random golden man in underwear.
Oblivion, take you!
Die, you scum!
Damn it! It's that prisoner again. Kill him.
Listen, you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
I don't know. I don't think about it. I'm not good in terms of the gods. The 9 gods. The 9 guide and protect us. I don't think that's accurate, right? How early in the lore did the Altmer hate Talos, the 9th divine that was eventually like kind of attempted to be destroyed in terms of its pantheon, worship? I believe that from the very beginning, the Altmer hated Talos because they detested the idea of a mortal that was not one of the elf races being exalted to the level of a god, because in their mind the Altmer believed that was literally stating that even a single human was above any one of their race, and they did not accept that. And that's why they tried so hard to exterminate the worship of Talos, because they could not accept a non-elf being exalted to that level. So I don't think the 9 guide and protect us makes any sense for an Altmer to say. I'm not on good terms with the gods, and I don't think about it.
I've served the 9 all my days, and I chart my course by the cycles of the heavens. The skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign. I know these stars well, and I wonder which sign marked your birth.
This is when we get to choose our star sign. From memory, the vanilla one to pick is probably Mage, based on my class, but there's also one called Atranak, I believe, as well, which was like a really go for broke, interesting anti-spellcaster build, right? Where like you basically just don't regen mana, but you steal mana from people around you that have mana. So it's a very like all-in kind of like anti-mage build. Very interesting style of play. The mage, yeah. So you start the game with 50 magic points. Man, my memory from 20 years ago still there. Is the Atranak still what I think it was? What I said it was? The Atranak. Fortify your magic by 150. Yeah, you start with an additional 150 magic, unlike here where you only start with a flat 50 more, right? Because like the mage is like the vanilla base. Like these are your vanilla classes, right? You got the warrior, increases your endurance and strength by 10. vanilla, it's your classic warrior build. Magic, if you're a mage, an extra 50 magic. That's kind of the go-to if I just want to play a generic mage. And if I want to play as like a thief or like a classic ranger, think of it as like a Legolas style build, right? Then I'm going to pick this because I'm going to have higher agility, higher fortified speed, and higher luck. It's actually 3 stats that are higher, which is crazy. I don't know what all luck determines in this game, but higher agility, like that's 3 stats being increased. I mean, just base value. This is just a higher value for your pick. Not trying to pick. It's not like there's a meta. You're just playing the game, but like that's kind of crazy. This is nuts. I remember the steed. Plus 20 points to your speed. Yeah, sure. This gives you plus 10 points to your speed as well, but like 20 points to speed. That's crazy. You're just zooming. The apprentice. Those. Oh, I forgot there was a middle tier for the mage. Those born under the sign of the apprentice have increased amount of magic, but they are also more susceptible to magic. So you just get hurt a lot more by magic. Your weakness magic is increased to your susceptibility by 100%. It's kind of an interesting choice, but I think I'm already weak to magic. So if I pick this, then I'm very weak to magic. But no, you know, that kind of sounds fun, right? Those born under this shadow sign become invisible. Moon shadow, once per day, can turn entirely invisible. This is a very role-play pick. And the problem I have with these kind of picks is that a lot of times you forget you have them. I honestly feel like the solution to a problem like this might be something like once per day, like at noon or something, or like when the night starts in the game, there's a reminder. The shadows loom on the horizon, and you sense a reminder of your stars or something like that. Some kind of like an in-game built lore feeling kind of reminder that you can use this ability would be helpful, because it's one of those skills, kind of like potions in most Bethesda games, where you're like, oh, I don't want to use it because what if I need it later? And then you just never use it. Same thing with this. Like, you don't use the shadow all day because you don't think you're going to, you're like, oh, I might need it later. Then you just forget about it. And then you don't use it at all. And it just kind of sits there forever. Then you just didn't even pick anything, which kind of feels bad, right? Would you rather feel like just be stronger or feel more athletic? Would you rather just generically have more magic or feel weaker but have a deeper pool of magic? Like, this actively changes the way you play the game. And I think that's the mark of like good game design, right? Like, good game design is not always just beauty and simplicity. I think something that when I'm making a choice, like choosing your birth sign, I want the choice that I make to actively affect the way that I play the game. The thing that you're picking will affect the way that you play the game. Choices matter. In my mind, that's what makes a game like well designed. Like Moonshadow, this ability actually actively affects the way you play the game. Does this increasing your luck, increasing your agility, increasing your speed, does that actively affect the way you're playing the game? No. This is just generic stat monster pick. It doesn't actively change the way you play the game or make you feel different as a character. This is just a stat monster pick. This one, and this is a stat monster pick, and so are these two. But this one, honestly, is very generic, and it's not even that big of a deal. Having extra 50 magic is not that big a deal, Magicka. This really starts to matter. 100 extra points matters, but the weakness really hurts. And then you get to the Atronach, which we'll talk about in a second. The Ritual. Those born under the sign of the Ritual can heal themselves and make the undead flee in horror. So this is like a cleric style pick. Blessed Word. Forces the undead to flee in horror for 30 seconds, can be used multiple times per day at the cost of 40 magic per cast. Cool. So you can use it a lot, which means that you don't forget about it because you don't feel like you're limited in its use. Mara's Gift, 200 power, greater power, restores 200 health points of health, can only be used once per day. Okay, so like a get out of jail free, you're like getting your butt beat, then you just use this once. This seems like it'd be a really fun thing to do if I was playing like a hyper tank kind of style character, like a character who was like getting his butt beat, just constantly getting hit and wailed on by a bunch of damage, and then you just heal your tank self and you just sit there and just keep taking damage. Might be a fun build around if like maybe eventually mods take off in this game and you can get a bunch of followers and you can just be a giant like aura tank that gives all your teammates like your team of monster people kill everybody while you sit there and just heal yourself. And just kind of be a passive observer in the game that you're playing. Those born into the sign of the tower can magically unlock doors and reflect damage from their attackers. Unlock doors and reflect damage. Okay. Tower key. Open locks of average difficulty can be used once per day. Not a fan. I don't like this one for a few reasons. One, because unlocking doors is not that hard at all. The other one is the fact that it tops out on average. So when I need it most, when I get to like expert master key unlocks, it does nothing. I'm just not a fan. Never was a fan. Tower Warden, greater power, reflects 5% of all incoming damage for 120 seconds, can be used once per day. That's not bad. This would be a really good ability if like you were playing an arena style playthrough, right? You were going to the arena every day and you were like fighting one guy in the arena every day. Most people just go to the arena and just burn through it in 3 days gameplay. The Tower Warden having reflection of damage could matter. I don't know. I don't really know which class is trying this. Like, who wants the tower? if you're thematically playing a character who wants the magic ability to open up a door, I don't think of reflecting damage as like, this just seems like a weird hodgepodge of weird things. I don't know what the tower is supposed to represent. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. The Atronach is one of my favorite signs. Those born under the sign of the Atronach cannot regenerate magicka. Cannot regenerate magicka. Devastating, but they can absorb any magic that's cast at them. You fortify your magic by 150 points. You have a 50% chance of absorbing any spells that are cast at you. This is not for high elves. This is for Bretons. So this is the perfect anti-mage tree or birth sign. You pick this and you pick the Breton, and then you go like defensive ward based spell kind of guy, and you play like, you know, you kind of just protect yourself, heal yourself up, and then you just suck in all the magic around you and become just this monolith of anti-magic in the room. And all these mages are casting spells at you, and they're like freaked out because you're just absorbing it all, and then they're losing all their magic, and they're spamming stuff at you, and you're just like a battery, like just sucking it up and then turning it into health. This is a really cool playthrough. I want to play through this. I always theory crafted that as a kid, but I never played through with it. So we're not gonna be picking that one this time, but I am very excited to try that at some point with like a Breton. I think this is a perfect star sign for a Breton like defensive spellcaster. The Lover, you kiss someone and then you become less fatigued, and then it's almost like you absorb their stamina in a way by paralyzing them. It's thematic. It's like the kiss of death, as it were. This would be really cool for like a more of a Dark Brotherhood kind of like assassin, true killer, Argonian, sneaky, cutthroaty kind of whatever. The Lord are more resistant to physical and magic damage. Shield increases your armor rating by 15. So this is just, I don't want to take any damage. Resist magic reduces magic by 15%. This is like perfect for like a super tank kind of character. If I was playing like an orc, maybe a red guard, maybe a Nord, and going super defensive tanky kind of style, maybe like heavy armor, this would be pretty decent. The Lady, those born under the sign of the Lady benefit from increased willpower and endurance. This is more of like another version of the warrior. Strength and endurance versus willpower and endurance. The Lady is basically just another version of the warrior. Last one, birth sign is the Serpent. Those born under the sign of the Serpent can poison others, though it comes at the cost of damaging your own fatigue. Serpent spell, greater power. You deal 3 points of damage for 20 seconds. It also cures your poison, dispels 90 points of damage. That seems very narrow, but flavor-wise, it's either going to be the Mage or it's going to be the Apprentice. And I think the Apprentice is very strong and more fun. And I think I'm going to go with it because it's going to make us really susceptible to damage from magic spells and make it more challenging. I might just die to somebody looking at me funny with fire, but we will see. Are you sure you want to be born under the sign of the Apprentice? Yeah, we'll try it.
The signs I read show the end of my path, my death, a necessary end. A tongue shriller than all the music calls me.
Spoken like a man who's at the end of his life and is experienced enough to be okay with passing on.
You shall follow me yet for a while. Today the apprentice shall serve you at the Forge of Destiny. Then we must part.
That's wild. I'm still nude. I'm still naked the whole time, just talking about my star sign. All right, you guys, okay. All right, I need to put some clothes on. I'm just trolling. Hold on. I'm not about to put on Mythic Dawn stuff I'm gonna put on Mythic Dawn stuff, even though that seems wrong while I'm, walking around with this guy, but it's not like I'm attacking him. I just want to look like a mage, not like some other random guys. Oh my God, I thought I was about to fall to the floor.
You may as well make yourself useful. Here, carry this torch and stick close.
The blades. Oh, the blades, yeah. The people who protect the Emperor.
We're the Emperor's bodyguards. Our job is to get him out of situations like this.
Yep.
My job is to make sure the Emperor gets out of here alive, and I intend to do it.
Look at this, though. I actually thought, like, the reflection of the water was so good that I literally thought I was falling to the floor. Ball diseases that are the game from rock joint to ataxia. I think rock joints in this game, I don't know if ataxia is, I think that might be a Skyrim specialty. But it also stops us from catching porphyric hemophilia, which is sanguinary vampirus is like the Skyrim version of it. In this, it's porphyric hemophilia, which is more based on a real thing in real life. But they're both, at the end of the day, they're the same thing. They're both vampirism. And I do probably want to become a vampire at some point with this character to kind of reinforce the whole idea of being kind of like a sneaky, like magey kind of character. We'll see if that's how things eventuate or not. But I will be very, very, very weak to fire at that point because I'll have tripled down on weaknesses at that point. So I get weakness to fire because I'm a high elf. See, as dark elves, they're protected from fire because they're near Red Mountain. They're a burned version of the high elves, essentially. Weakness to frost as well as a weakness to shock. So I'm just weaker to all the elements. And then I have a straight up plus or 100% weakness to magic because of my my apprentice birth sign. So I am going to be very weak to magic. So we are going to probably have to do something about that at some point. But for now, it's going to be fun. Oh, he's walking down there.
Looks clear. Come on.
He about to get us killed. Looks clear. That's not the most foreboding thing ever. I recognize this room from my childhood for absolute certain. This is where the Emperor dies, by that door, because they're gonna run a trap on him. I remember this. I don't remember what else is in this room though. There might be like some treasures. Bar from inside. Yep, it's a trap. Yep, I remember this room. You ain't getting through that. That's where I gotta go. This is where he dies, in there. That door. Trap you in here. You can't go anywhere. What was this? Oh, needs a key, sure. This is where he dies. If we get trapped in this room with a bunch of dudes, I remember this.
It's a dead end.
Yep,
What's your call?
this is where he dies, right here.
They're behind us. Wait here, sire.
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your life.
Oblivion
For the Emperor!
I care.
Oh, what the? Try to attack me.
You thought we'd go down easy?
Yikes. Hold on. I want this spell on.
Get back with the Emperor. Protect him with your life.
I can't. I'm getting attacked by 3 dudes here.
Take him down. If
They're
you want to
beating
help,
me up.
get back and protect the Emperor.
I can go no further. You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings.
Okay.
Take the amulet, give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son.
Okay.
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Oh my gosh. I remember that line for sure.
No, Talos, save us. We failed. I failed. The Blades are sworn to protect the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead. The amulet. Where's the Amulet of Kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body.
Emperor gave it to me.
Strange. He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septim. They see more than lesser men. The Amulet of Kings is a sacred symbol of the Empire. The amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He must have given it to you for a reason. Did he say why?
Joffrey. That's why.
Joffrey? He said that? Why?
Oh, there is another heir.
Nothing I ever heard about. But Joffrey would be the one to know.
How do I get there?
First, you need to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. Here, you'll need this key for the last door into the sewers.
Sure.
There are rats and goblins down there, but from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced bard. Am I right?
Oh, right. There's like a class too. Wow. The major skills of your class will start higher than your others and will be easier to increase, right? So this dictates your background. Okay, so intelligence and endurance. Intelligence is a willpower. Major sorcerer. Probably a mage. Intelligence and willpower. I think willpower is probably fine. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So you can see that the big difference between these two, there's only one difference, which is illusion versus heavy armor. We are not wearing heavy armor. 100%. We're a mage. Because we're doing alchemy, alteration, conjuration, destruction, illusion, restoration, and mysticism. Absolutely. That's us.
Proceed to Wayne Priory immediately. The Emperor's trust was well placed. I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's body and make sure no one follows you.
This dude is out here looking to loot all the bodies. You can't trick me. I know what you're doing. But you can kind of see what I was talking about with levels and stuff too, though. Yeah, you can kind of see here if I look over factions, major skills, right? Like you can see that my destruction's gone up a bit, but the reason why he was asking me about that was because he noticed that my sneak was already 12. Like I have leveled it quite a few times despite the fact that that's not my main focus. I do like it. Whoa, they actually show like different checkpoints. Once you hit level 25, your sneak attacks are more deadly. You know, things like that. It actually shows you like different That's so clean. I love that.
Leave the Emperor in peace.
Can't search his body, which, you know, makes sense. That's kind of disrespectful. I would like very much so to loot. I love the little animations that play that whenever like the little sewer open. That might seem like a small thing, but like I said, that's big to me. Hello. Good God. I knew he was there. I just didn't hear him sneak up because I was in the menus. Hello. He burned. Call him Berserker. More like dead. Got him. Got him. Hidden chests. Gotta pay close attention. This game had so many of these little hand-placed chests like that. Loved this game for that. That was one of the things I did not like about base Skyrim. Base Skyrim was lifeless at times with the things you could do. There were so many areas of the game that were just empty for no reason. It was just like it was an unfinished game at times. And out of the box, the game had a lot more opportunities for, like, you know, making the game eventually a better game than Oblivion was. But out of the box, Oblivion was a better game than Skyrim was, for sure. Skyrim had a fresh coat of paint, but Oblivion was just a better game. And people will see that once they play for a while. It's crazy to imagine there's a bunch of people that have never played Oblivion in their life, and this is going to be the first time they've ever experienced it. When I wouldn't pay to not know anything about this game. Oh, that's the way out. This is it. We're about to escape the sewers. Wow. And this is it. Look at that. Look at this, the Skyrim symbol I know that's not what it is, but that's exactly what it makes me think of. How cool is that? That symbol has a totally different meaning now than it did as a boy. Like when I was a little kid, I didn't even see that symbol. Didn't even notice that symbol. So to see that is like, it's like multiple layers of nostalgia. How beautiful. This would be such a good desktop background. I have to get a mod at some point that removes the UI so you can toggle the UI off and on so you can take a picture of this. This is so cool. I might just do it anyway. Change it later. Who knows? All right. I'm gonna stop sneaking around now. We're gonna go on outside. This is it. Gate to City Isle. Before exiting the sewers, you may revise your character. Are you finished? Would you like to edit your birth side, edit your class? No. We're ready. Escape the Imperial Sewers. We got out. Valkyr Kystrom level 1. Quest completed. Tutorial. The red arrow on your compass shows the direction of the Wayne Priory. You can walk there by following your compass and open the world map to travel there directly, or you can set off in any direction on your own. Good luck. Wow. I've heard a lot of people kind of complaining about the filter in this game because they feel like the game is like, it's... People keep, negatively calling it like the piss filter. I've heard that word used to describe it. Personally, when I look at this, I like it. I think this looks right. It's got like a golden hue. Now, don't get me wrong, the extreme fog in the distance for no reason other than just to have fog in the distance. Not a huge fan of that. I think the excess fog might be unnecessary, but I get what they're going for. It's supposed to look mysterious and deep, and it does add some atmosphere to this, the sun. But really quickly, what I want to say, just a few things that I've noticed already coming out of here. The first thing is, I don't remember the name of this place, but I know that's Baby's first Alien ruin. The place that's right in front of me, that island, has a dungeon on it. I know that it starts with the letter V. I don't remember what it's called. I know it's a V. I know that. Oh, I haven't unlocked it yet, so I haven't found that location. I want to know what it's called, but we're gonna have to find that out probably in the next episode because I think I'm gonna stop here because this is a good spot to stop. But really quickly, I want to make a few notes before I do. First thing I want to say here is I'm very impressed with the water. The texture of the water looks good. It kind of reminds me like Realistic Water 2, which is a mod for Skyrim that did a pretty good job there. Is that just a random fish bobbing? Maybe it's a slaughterfish. Is this a slaughterfish lake, right? Or not Lake Remora. Is that what it's called? Lake Remora? Lake Rumare. Yeah, just in general, I'm very impressed by this. Were there clams in the original game? I don't even remember that. But we are not too far. I think if I turn left and I go up the sewers and I head that way, I'll go to the Imperial City. There's also, I know there's like some, your first exposure to like a Nern route and a few other things are up there. We're not going to go that route yet. I'm going to save it here before I do that. This is an incredible vista. Like this looks beautiful. What a sales pitch for this game this location is. But a few things of note, the LODs are like the long distant terrain that you can see out here. I remember as a kid, people be like, look at that mountain over there, you can go there. And as a kid I was like, oh, that's cool, maybe. It kind of blew my mind, maybe. And then I actually started walking and I realized how far it was. One thing that you can already see though that's different about this game than the base game of Oblivion from way back in the day, I do have some DLC in here. Look up there. That is Frostcrag's Spire. I remember that because that was the mage home that you could get in the game. We're not going to go there for a little while because I don't want to have access to something that cool yet. This kind of feels off, but that's like a whole quest you do to kind of unlock a player home eventually. Pretty cool, but we're not going to worry about that right now because we don't really need a home yet. We're still kind of figuring out the game. And there's going to be stuff that I don't remember for sure, I know, but a lot of it I will. The whole world out there. And the music puts me in a mood that's hard to describe. Kind of returns you to some level of innocent adolescence hearing that music. This like ethereal innocence to it. Man, butterflies aren't helping either. All right. Anyway, this has been awesome. But I'm going to stop here. It's like this is a good stopping point when you first get outside the dungeon, save the game, stop. But this has been amazing, and I'm going to learn a lot because I'm streaming both on YouTube and on Twitch, and I'm going to try to learn how all this other stuff works. So if you've watched this and you've enjoyed yourself so far, subscribe. But for now, I'm just enjoying playing Oblivion. I'm not really thinking about like viewers and all that other stuff. But if you stopped by and I didn't see you, thanks for watching if you watched. And if you're watching this on like one of my shorts or something like that, which I'll try to make some of those on YouTube, stop by, say hi. I'm more than willing to interact with you in the chat. I love talking about games, and heck, back in the day as a kid playing through Oblivion, that's how I played Oblivion. I had a very good friend that just kind of sat on the couch and watched me play all those years ago. So it'll be kind of like that all those years ago. But that's going to be it for today. Again, until next time, I'm the Blue Titan. Thanks for stopping by, watching, and goodbye.